Hey guys. For those of you guys who follow any of my social media accounts or follow any of my videos, you guys will know that I have moved from Vietnam and I am now back in North America. I'm in Mexico now, but I will be moving back to my hometown of Tehachapi, California. So I want to talk to you guys about change. And before I get started, I want to say a quote from Leo at actualize.org. And his quote is, if you want a happy life, do what is most emotionally difficult. So that is his quote. If you want a happy life, do what is most emotionally difficult. And the reason I am in North America now and no longer in Vietnam is because I knew that this was a necessary part of my growth. I came back to basically work on mine and my dad's relationship, as well as relationships of family members. Example, my brother, even though there's really no difficulty there or anything, I just want to be closer to my family. But it was a long stretch to just up and leave Vietnam. I kind of woke up with this intuitive, really strong thought process of, Blake, go back to California, and within 5 days I was on a plane headed this way. So, change. Why is change so difficult? Well, change is difficult is because it gets us out of our comfort zone, and it often causes us to feel vulnerable. And it's human nature that we don't want to feel vulnerable. We're almost like biologically hardwired to not feel vulnerable and to have this strong sense of being in control, right? We want to be in control. That is like the ego's forefront. And it would make sense, 500 years ago when we had to kill our own food and we had to have shelter and things like that. We want to be in a state of comfort. But to evolve as a human and to be stronger in the sense of understanding, dealing with your emotions, and creating stronger relationships, both with yourself and other people, we need to be constantly getting out of our comfort zone. So like I said, it was a big stretch for me to up and leave within 5 days. Do what is most emotionally difficult. Once you realize that we exist, we are incarnated to this earth to work towards a stronger being, it becomes a lot easier to do things that are difficult. Instead of constantly running and hiding, you face these dragons, or you face these difficult things within yourself, and you realize that it's all part of the process of existence. And sometimes I get lost, and I want to run and hide, but then I have to remind myself, look, I am literally the universe subjectively observing the reality and myself. So I am the whole of everything, and I am here to be my strongest self. And it makes it a lot easier to push through and to face these difficult things as opposed to running away from them. So a couple tips to help embrace change and be able to look at it with a sense of a lighthearted approach to it, as opposed to, oh my God, the world's ending, I have to change this or I have to change that. And number one is allow time. So when I first got to Mexico, mine and my dad's relationship is great in the sense that we are able to hang out and we laugh and we have good times, but there is a lot of fear between us, and it's kind of underlying, and I'm attempting to look at it. It's difficult. So, coming here, I've had a lot of self-pity and kind of like a lack of feeling worthy, especially too because I don't have anything. I don't have a job here. I don't have a car. I am moving back in with my brother and dad, which is totally okay, but I went from a state of financial stability, a good job, a good apartment, a good sense of, or good transportation, to having none of that. So I am in this vulnerable state, and my ego's kind of defense of that is self-pity and kind of self-sabotage as well, a little bit of both, kind of feeling sorry for myself and then also kind of beat myself up a bit, not much at all. But it is a part of my thought process, and it is causing a little bit of suffering. And I'm at the point where I don't want to suffer at all. So for embracing change, allow time, give it time. Don't make any rash decisions right away. It's gonna take time with anything, any type of change. Just allow time. And I've been here now 5 days, and I feel stronger. I feel more adapted. I feel more mentally stable, emotionally stable, and I can tell I'm acclimating to the new environment. And as well, I'm able to make videos now. My inspiration is a little bit higher, and I feel, I feel better about myself. So number one, allow time. Number two, a big one, I think that we need to do this every day, regardless if we are embracing change into our life or not, is to meditate. Now, it's good to take time out and purely focus on meditation and sit down in a quiet, comfortable place and basically just observe your breath and pull yourself into the moment. So what does meditation do? Well, it brings you into the moment. You are no longer fixated on the past or future, and you come in to realize that this moment is all there is, and you kind of start to, over time, start to feel the joy that exists in this moment. So, but I mean meditation in the sense of be aware of what's around you. Be very conscious of what you're doing and the reality that's around you. And you really pull your focus from your negative thoughts and your kind of thoughts of or your insecurity about the future or the past, what you could have done differently during this change. And you really start to get into the moment. And when you realize that you're in the moment, that the negativity and the feelings of change kind of fade away. So really focus on, what's the wind doing? Is it blowing the trees? I have a beautiful ocean view behind me, and I find myself really focusing on, the waves out there and the birds that are landing, and being here and not letting my ego drive myself insane and pull myself into the clouds in my head and get completely lost of the magic that exists in everyday life. So number two, meditation, but not only that, but a sense of being conscious and aware of your choices, your actions, and being here now, being in the moment. Number three, do things that make you happy. And we all have different things that make us happy. It could be sketching, it could be skateboarding, it could be, for instance, for me, I enjoy going to the movies, I enjoy watching films. Do those things, especially in times of change, because they are a sense of comfort, and they do, I believe, help kind of combat the negative that exists in any type of change. So do what makes you feel happy. If it's drawing, if it's painting, if it's riding your bike, if it's running on the beach, if it's walking, whatever it is, do more of that. And it really helps. Basically, you get yourself into a meditative state. Anything you enjoy doing, it pulls you into the present moment, whether that be, like I said, skateboarding, drawing, running, bicycling. And you kind of forget about the past and future, and you're focused on exactly what you're doing. So, number three, do what you enjoy. And number four, kind of like the last one, is embrace the suffering, embrace the pain. The reason I am such a strong human being and so real with myself and so able to get in front of a camera and share the difficulties that I've faced and that I continue to face in long life, but be able to share my knowledge is because I have embraced the pain of my actions and the mistakes I've made and of the change that always is going to occur. So embrace the pain. It will subside. It's not going to last forever. And realize that you are just the experience. These feelings and these emotions, they're not yours. They're just like clouds that are going across the sky. They come and they go. And you really learn a lot about yourself when you're suffering. And that's when really you learn from your mistakes, is when you suffer. So So embrace the pain, baby. It doesn't last forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I will continue to share, and I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys as always.